Welcome back, whippersnappers. This is Gramps. We're in Shapes 2, and we are just going through the basics. Shapes 2 101. So, last episode, we finished up a milestone, our milestone 7, which was the milestone that gave us pin pushers. So, very excited about that, and we're going to see what's next. Next is going to be color mixing. And I just kind of let it run. I haven't accepted any of these, so let's see how many of these guys we've got. Oh, just one. All right. I want to see how many research points we could get without going crazy. So we're going to unlock color mixing. This is our milestone here, and of course we unlock the color mixer, which takes 2 different colors and mixes them. All right, very straightforward. That also gives us 500 platform limit, a bunch of new tasks, no new upgrades. That's all good. So this is good. And yeah, let's go and take a look at how these work. Now, in the meantime, have we gotten any more? Nope, we're still on our way to getting the next batch of these in, which will give us 8,000, or at 8,000 deliveries of these, of which we're more than halfway there. We'll get up to our next level, which now at level 26 gives us 50 platform limit, but 10 research points. So this is where, automating these things to start rolling in, it is magnificent. So you're going to see those just rocking in. And you can see that, yeah, we've got a lot of these guys coming in. So it's all good. Let's look at what else we have. Yeah, this is this we set up last time as a placeholder for 2 different deliveries to come in. And yeah, everything is just kind of cruising along right now. So you might be watching this episode after 1.0 has been released, and some of these things might be a little different, but really the basics are going to be the same. And I am going to definitely do a couple of different series once 1.0 comes out. So please stick around with us and, toss us a like and a subscribe. Oh, look at that. Yeah, when you go down to level 0 and zoom in, stock, Shift E. Yeah, see, when we're on level 1, we don't get that when we zoom all the way in. But level 0, boink. I like it. So let's take a look at this milestone. So it starts off very easily, just a flat half circle, but the color is different now. It's cyan. You will sometimes hear me say the word teal. This is not teal, it is cyan. Very similar colors on the screen, at least. This guy is a windmill shape that is yellow. And then this one is white. Sometimes it's hard to, if you just look at this, it looks like it's uncolored, right? It looks gray. But when you click on it and see it, it's actually white. And it's just a half instead of a full. This one has has half of the circle uplifted onto pins. Then this is the 2 of those combined. It's basically this, plus a full white version of this. If you take this and make it white, and then drop it down on a stacker on top of this, you should end up with this. All right, so let's take a look at it. And hey, look at this. We can claim some operator points. Look at that. 48, not anymore. 58, 68. Ooh, glorious. Very, very wonderful. So, I'd like to find a circle and a windmill shape next to each other. Those are pretty simple shapes. And we'll use these guys here. So let's just go out this way till we find a circle. Here's a circle. And a windmill. The windmill, I think I've mentioned this before. I feel like the windmill is the least common shape. The shape filter is down here in the bottom right. I did have a comment asking where that is. And I think that... Oh, do we have another one, really? Look at that. Oh, see? Yeah, now research points are just going crazy. So let's do this. We'll do a windmill. Windmill. Oh, there's one right there. All right. So here's a circle and a windmill. And actually, we've got a circle right here. So let's just get this going. First, we're going to want cyan. Now, here's the trick, right? How do you know which colors make which colors? So first you go over to fluid. And then look at the icon. So this is the new icon, the new tool that we have access to. And you can see the primary colors are blue, green, and red. Or let's say our red, green, and blue. So we've got RGB. Now on the inside, we have secondary colors. All right, the next row here is secondary colors. So green and blue combined will make cyan. Blue and red combined will make magenta. And then red and green combined will make yellow. Then here's the way it works. So if you take magenta and combine it with green, you get white. If you take cyan, combine it with red, you get white. If you take yellow and combine it with blue, then you get white. So that making white is just a two-stage process. So up here, let's do this. Let's make a quick. Let me just show you how it works. The basics. Give me a second here. Okay, so I've set up a little depot section here, and I've got blue fluid coming in and green fluid coming in. Let's take a look at the mixer. The mixer is a tool like this. So if we have a pipe that comes in here, and then a pipe that comes in here, we're going to get blue fluid in here and green fluid in here. Then once it's full, they're going to mix it up. So both halves are full. Now it's spinning and mixing, and yay! We get teal. Sorry. Cyan. We get cyan. So where this gets tricky is, of course, where everything gets tricky is how do you route things? So what I do typically is I'll do this, because two units of these together, you can see up here, two of them together handle one launcher, right? So here's one launcher of each color, right? So here's what we want to do. Oops. All right, is I would bring this in like so. Usually, maybe even like so. Let me redo that. Okay. Then, all I would do is have a jump, right? Come in like this. So now the blue comes in and goes into those two. But then green is just going to come straight in. And again, I'm trying to keep everything on one layer, because if I can design this in a way that I can then easily, copy and paste and level it up, then that's helpful. So that's the basics, right? Now, if this were red instead of green, we would be getting magenta in this pipe. If it were, let's see, if this were yellow coming in because we'd mixed red and green somewhere else, and we bring yellow into this, then yellow and blue, this would be white. All right. So again, I've already designed this whole thing in another video, so I'm gonna bring that in right here. Just gonna, oops, out. There it was, just sitting there waiting. Oops. Haha. Yeah. There we go. All right. So you can see how this is designed, right? The blue comes in, it has this jump, and it does all these jumps. Now, I try to keep the jumps to a minimum, But sometimes you gotta. And for something like this, if you're not changing colors, then the jumps don't really matter as much. But that's the way it works. Now this comes in and it goes to a lower level. So you can see the cyan is coming into here to fill up down here. And then all we're gonna have to do is put a train in there. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna use that to paint this circle that we've got right here. So let's come over here and make a painter depot going this way. There we are. All right, and again, shapes coming in the top and colors coming in the bottom, which is perfect because the color is already on the bottom layer. Excellent. Same thing, minor shape. And we will put a train in there. With a shape loader. Make sure it has a shaped car, not a fluid car. All right, so that is working. Now with this, I can expand it. Like if I wanted to, I could add another station here, another depot here. I could just, basically take all this, copy paste, and put it in. So I can expand that. So this is going to create our this is going to create a full circle, okay, which is great because that's what we want, except we don't, right? What we want to do is take that and run it through a cutter. And we want to have half go one way and half go another way. Oops. There we go. Make sure we're on the right levels. Where is our cyan? I outsmarted myself. Okay, there we go. That is going to be coming in. So once we know which is which, we will deal with it. In the meantime, let's collect an operator, another operator, and we're close to another operator one. All right, so the cyan fluid is in the system. It's going to start painting, and then pretty soon we will have our info here. There we go. Okay, this is the one we want. Yay, I was hoping that was the case. So let's get our shape. I'm just going to copy this. There we go. And this one, for right now, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that. Why not? Why not just go ahead and use it right now? Let's get a pin pusher. And this half we're going to give a pin push to. Then we'll load it up in a train. Right here. Okay. In the meantime, let's get this rocking on in to one of these depots. There we go. Excellent. I'm gonna create. No, we're fine. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to come in here, do this, and then create a placeholder here. This is going to be operator 8. Boom. There we are. All right. So now we need yellow. And I have another depot. Let's come back up here. I created a depot called Mixer White. Oh, but it uses 3 layers. Annoying. Yeah, because yeah, it needs 3 layers. That's okay. We can do this using 2 layers by just doing this. Oops. And if we do it, I'll just do it here. It's going to go down and then up and in. So this will be a third. Oh, that's right. Sorry. I had this designed as a single module. So I had that. So the way this one works is you just deliver red into 1 layer. Like it's 3 layers high, right? If we had all 3 layers, which by the way is the goal of this next milestone, 3 platforms. You deliver red into one, green into the other, blue into the other. Doesn't matter which way you go, it makes white. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that for now because let's just use what we've got. So we'll do a we'll do this here. And so that makes 1 color, 1 secondary color. And oh, that's right, because that's what we need to do anyway. We need to do a secondary color with green and red. I'm gonna move this. There we go. All right. That matches up there very well. And this right here. So we will take this and bring it in like so. We'll take this and bring it in like so. So that's going to make yellow. And that's what we need. So let's take this guy. I don't like building on top of shape fields just because it's sometimes hard to see. This one's going to be different though because we don't need to split it, right? Except there. Well, that's fine. Yeah, we'll do this. And do that. And of course I didn't copy the bottom half of this. There. All right. Okay, color goes into the bottom. So that is going to be here. Arg. There. Perfect. That will be color, and then shape is here. And we'll just copy this guy. Actually, we'll copy this guy. Just looking at different angles. What is going on? Is that... I grabbed a fluid one. Alright, I'm just gonna grab this. And flip it. There we go. Alright, you can see the yellow coming on in. And back at home base. Just want to come in here. Just want to be one underneath. There we go. So, yes, that is what we want. Okay, and that is going to deliver that full painted windmill shape on into there. We got some they're picking up. Yep. Okay, good. So that is on its way. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, let's come back up here because this is about to probably get, yeah, backed up. Yep, that is backing up. All right, so we need to do something with this. That is going to go into a stacker. So let's get a stacker depot going. And we'll just put it here. Except not there. There we go. And we don't care top or bottom. Let's make this one go in the bottom. There we go. Alright, so that's going to start loading that up. And then all we'll need to do is, once this has done all of its deliveries, is we'll start sending it up here. And those are going pretty quickly, so let's get some more trains delivering them. And let's go ahead and rebuild this. So it is easy to do. And then this is the output. And that's just going to go out that way. Excellent. Alright, I'm not going to connect that yet. That's also not where I want it. There we go. I'm not going to connect that yet because if I do, it's going to throw these guys off. Okay, but it's all set. Let's claim more awards. And in fact, let's do this. Let's do some training. All right. We're going to do an upgrade. We've got a million guys. In fact, first of all, we're going to do an upgrade of speed. 1, 2, and 3. Now let's go to trains. We're going to unlock the primary colors. Okay, so now we have blue and green trains. We're also going to increase our train capacity and train speed. Why not? So what I'm going to do is on this guy, now when you click train, you can see we've got red, blue, and green. Let's put a blue train here instead. Now I can go ahead and connect it. And the reason, because a blue train is always going to come back to here. And you can see that in this. So the blue connector comes down here and goes through. The red goes straight. So that's how we can tell different values. And then if we wanted to, because we've got so many of these, we could do this. Watch, I'm going to put a blue train on this. Now it creates a blue, but I'm going to do that. And I'm going to come in here and say blue trains go up this way. So the blue train leaves this station, picks up these guys, and goes up here. Whereas down here, this other blue train is, you know, they're separated from this. So watch, we can get two things going at once. We'll get that second shape, which is this guy, going right now. Why not? And let's go ahead and claim some more points. There it goes. Yeah, you see the bottom one is already full. And where is our blue train, by the way? There he is. There's a blue train. He's going to go up. There we are. Yes, he was already here. Good. Alright, there we go. But that's the shape that we wanted for our second part of this. Alright, excellent. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have this, instead of being yellow, we're going to want this to be white. So I'm going to take this whole thing, I'm going to drop it down here. So that is yellow. And we need yellow, we need blue. So let's get some blue fluid coming in there. And up here, like that. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna make a fluid unloader and have it going in here. Okay, so now blue fluid's gonna come in here. When we're done with yellow, I'm just gonna make this yellow flow right into there, and we'll get rid of this. But then what I'll do is I will just have the output of this, which again will be white, just come right into here. Okay, makes sense. We'll see. And also when that happens, we're going to need, at that point, to come in here and we will do a cutter, because we're just going to chop it in half. Alright, so let's do this. Get more of those moving in. Alright, and how are we doing with this guy? Yeah, that is looking pretty good, actually. Why not? Do we have any of these? Nope, not yet. But they're going quickly. So we're now, we were 1,600 before, so now we're like 1,800 per train. No, 1,600 plus 300. We're like 2,100 per train now. I could figure it out, but, you know, why be exact? Excellent. This is all cruising along. And now we're running low on these guys. So what I may do is remove the blue train, which has already made a delivery there, so that's okay. Because I'd rather... Oh yeah, that's actually, you know what? We're done with that. No, you know what? None of those need to go in. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now I'm going to come and respawn all of these. And we are good to go. So that is moving towards this final stage. Let's head over here to home base. Oops, here. Oh good, those yellows are coming in. Alright, I just want to make sure I didn't have a huge buildup of these guys in here. Which we don't. Excellent. We'll head back over to this area. Notice too, when you set this, it saves the zoom in level. Like we were zoomed in about that far, whereas here we were zoomed out pretty far. So it saves that, which is nice. So this guy's going to start counting up here in a second. And yeah, we've got 3 of those trains running. So if we zip along, we should see more. Why are we not seeing a whole bunch of those? Are they all returning? I go at an angle like this, that way I can see. Yeah, they're returning. 1, 2, 3 returning. Excellent. Good. That way I can see the underbelly. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to respawn. All right. Yep. Yeah, see, now with this many trains, we might be overdoing it, because even though these are going faster than they were before, you know, now that it's picking up so many, it kind of overloads it. Yeah, you can see here with those guys. I'm gonna go ahead and, in fact, I'm just gonna get rid of all those except one. We only need 1 train. This is such a short path here. All right, this guy, that has to be enough. So, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to clear these out. And then I'm going to come in here. No, first I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to come up here and cut this. There we go. All right. So now we've connected yellow and blue together, which should make white. As you all know, if you mix yellow and blue, you get white, right? There you go. All right. So that is feeding on into here. Now I need to come into this. I'm just going to clear out all of that. So we just have shapes. All right, perfect. And then, yeah, excellent. We've got this guy. And you know what? I don't need to show you how to do this one. This is a half destroy. That's all it is. Yep, see? But it shouldn't be yellow. It should be white. I think there was just some fluid still in the system. All right, come on. There we go. Here it comes. Here comes the white fluid. And then these should just change from yellow to white. You see this guy's cruising along, doing well. That's interesting. When does that change? It's kind of funny, huh? Doesn't matter. And let's make sure, yeah, that is not... Okay, so the reason I put this here after the fact is because once we're done with this, we're no longer going to cut these in half. We're going to leave them full, and we will send those into a stacker unit with these. So let's get that built. And yeah, we can leave that. Now the white windmill, it is important. This one is going to go on top. So I have that going on top, whereas these guys go in to the bottom. And that is going to create exactly what we need and want. And in the meantime, let's grab another operator shape. Excellent. All right, so those are cruising along. Look at all these big numbers. Things are cruising. I'm really looking forward to Shapes 2 1.0. That is going to be pretty great. Oh, yeah, it would help if we actually connected this. And then let's take these guys and regenerate them. And actually, you know what? We're not going to need 3. We're just going to do... I'm going to do 2, and then eventually we'll just do 1. Because 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So once it unloads those... Oh, you know, it's actually... Oh, that's right. It's going all the way in. I got a little ahead of myself there. Alright, once we've got 3 here, I'll put in another train. This is beautiful. We're almost done with this guy. And once we're done with that, I'm going to start routing them into this. Which, you know what? We've got to be close. There, they're coming back. Alright, I'm going to do 1 more train's worth. I'm going to kill all the others. Boink. Done. This will be our last delivery in of that shape. Alright, once I see that's... And in fact, I may not even do that one. I may put the kibosh on it, as they say. I'm not over there, but I can't imagine there's not 500 shapes that are ready to come in. 300. 200. Yeah. Boom. Respawn. Alright. We are good to go. So when this guy's done, I'm just going to have him run in on that. That track, should I do that track? No, you know, I'm not going to do that track. I'm going to have him go on a whole new track. That'll be down here. And we'll get rid of that one. That's going to be a shorter track anyway. Okay. So this one is starting to get loaded up with the bottom piece. Then we just need some top guys going in. And in fact, you know what we could do? Well, of course you know what we could do. Come in here. Let's use our green train. Now here's what I like to do too, is put the locomotive in first. So that creates the green track. If we do this straight through, it's going to put both those up that way. So I just need to take the red and drag it this way. So the red's going to keep going off to the left. Let's get a single green train going up this way. So now we're using, on one track basically, we've got red and green over here, then over here, oh, well, that's right, no, never mind. I was going to say, we could have this combined onto the same track, because we've got 3 different colors. But you see that? So this one and this one are red trains, this one's the green train. So the green goes up this way, red goes this way. Now green has delivered. There's not a bunch. You know what? I'm just going to leave it alone because this is a fairly long path to get this way. That said, I think I'm just going to do one more. All right, so this guy, this green one, is going to go straight. There we go. So once he delivers, I'm going to cut him off. You'll see that disappear. Boop. There we go. Now he's gone. Because I want to make sure these guys get priority. I want them to deliver before I start working on this guy. I mean, that said, I've already started working on it, right? And here, oh, and that's not working. I thought that would work. All right, that's why you like to do little tests first. Oh, I know why it's not working. It's not working because that's only got the half. Yeah, never mind. It'll work. This is not gonna work though. I'm just gonna kill that completely. All right. So again, I'm gonna zoom along here and look for red trains returning. There's one. Boop. And I can come in here and I can respawn. This is sort of manually hand holding it. So I'm just gonna respawn the one. And then by the time the second one gets back, hopefully there'll be enough there. Yeah, you can see our sad little guy coming in here with his wrong shape. I wonder if one of the achievements is going to be, deliver wrong shapes and deliver, 100,000 wrong shapes into the vortex. There was an achievement like that in Shapes 1.0. And it was just, deliver, X number of shapes that don't count for anything. So that's pretty great. I'm sure there will be. It looks like there's going to be a lot of achievements in 1.0, and I can't wait. I love achievements. I'm such an achievement hunter. But I love hunting those, and that will be fun. We'll get to see them live on screen if you're watching. You see, yeah, this one is back and forth because we are maxed out down here. And in fact, I'm just going to delete all the ones that are in there because we don't need them. Okay. Now that I'm saying all this, I really hope what I'm planning to do works. That freaked me out that it wasn't working. Excellent. See, now we've got one on the way back while one is headed in. This one's on the way back. This one's headed in. Wait, why is there a red and a blue? Why is there a blue? This must be a, oh. Never mind. He's on the other path. Here's the one headed back, and the one heading in. And if those guys cross somewhat, yeah, they're kind of in the middle. in the middle on the side of the vortex. Alright. Alright, so let's fast forward till this guy is done. Oh, before we do that, oh my goodness, look at that. See, look at that. We're already back up to 60 research points. Magnifique, magnifique. I love it. Alright, so I just had a train that left. We're only at 8,500, but I think we've got to be close enough. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to clear this out, and I'm just going to do that. So now we have full... these guys coming in full power. And I'm going to cut that off. We've got one train coming back. Now, as soon as that train is in range, I'm going to nuke it. Then it'll regenerate here, because I'm not sure which one of these two is this train. It was this one. Then the other one, once it's delivered... Oh, right, it's right there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, if I'd nuked the second one, then we would be stuck at 9720 shapes delivered out of 10,000. So, classic. All right, let's go and see if this is working. So here come our full shapes. Come on, baby. Let's do it. Oh, it's not working. It keeps them together. All right. So we're gonna have to do a different thing. I'm gonna kill that. Now let's make sure that this one's delivered. I don't want to do. All right. Yeah, we're good. Where is it? I want to see it. There it is. Okay. All right. Well, darn it. That didn't work. So, we're going to have to do a different thing. Sure here. I'm going to kibosh you. Huh. What if we do this? What if... Okay, I'm going to use this. Basic build here. Right, so that is going to give us the cut. And then if we take this one and run it in, to here, that should put half of this together. And then if we take the other one, let's see here. Output of this, run it into the bottom. So then if we take this shape, and run it into there, that should create what we're looking for. So let's see. We'll put that there. Oh, that's not what we want. We gotta kill that one off. Yeah, see, this should be making that, which is correct for that right half. Okay. I think we got it. Then this guy here should be sitting on the left half, on the top. Alright. Alright, so let's check that and make sure it's good before I cut you loose on this episode. Alright. So it's only going to be 2 layers of the 3, but that's okay. Here we go. These are coming in. Yep. There we go. Now we're good. All right. So that is going to work. Let me look at the number of trains we've got delivering things. I mean, 1 train here, perfect. 1 train here, perfect. 1 train there for white fluid, perfect. Yeah, I just want to make sure that if we need more, then we can do more. That one is fine, even though it's overloaded. Because, you know, there's only so many here. And again, this is such a short trip that 1 train is fine. Yeah, you saw that I only brought in 2 packages instead of 3 per layer. Excellent. Then this train. It's right there. That is coming back with a vengeance. Let's go ahead and respawn it. Again, let's go down and make sure those actually are what we want. Boy, if it's not, I'm going to be upset. But that's coming in on the top track. In the meantime, yes, please. To 70 research points. Let's look at our upgrades. I mean, yeah, we can max out train speed and and get more train capacity too. But I think next episode we'll go ahead and unlock the rest of the train stuff. We're close to that. You know, we can do these little things like decorations. That's what we need to do, is vortex inputs. The shape multiplier. Alright, so we're down to 16 points. That's fine. Our next milestone, 3rd platform floor. That's what we'll be looking at next episode. And then crystals is what we're headed to. And then train delivery. Train delivery is great. That used to be, train delivery used to be available with research points, and it costs 200 research points. Actually, originally, I think cost 50 research points, and then they bumped it up to 200 right before I got there on one of my channel runs. So, very exciting. Here we go. These guys are coming in. We should get our check mark. A good old green checky. Checky baby. Come on. Don't leave me hanging in suspense here. Alright. We'll see. Come on. Yay! It's working. Still no green check mark, but that's okay. As long as this is counting up, that's all that matters. Alright. That is cruising. I'm gonna zoom in on this now. And move that. And we're all set. So I'm gonna let this run, and next episode we'll come in and we'll take a look at those. We'll take a look at the 3rd platform layer and see what happens there that's new and exciting. You saw a little bit of it this episode. And we'll get that going. Thank you so much for watching. This is Gramps, signing off.